Hello, today I'm going to introduce you to a KenKen puzzle. This game is very similar to Sudoku. This is a 3x3 grid, and as a result, we are only allowed to use the numbers 1, 2, and 3. If we had a 4x4 grid, we would now use the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first thing we look for is we look for the bold lines, and that creates what are called cages. In this case, you can see that there is a total of one cage with 2 pieces. That's another cage here with 3 parts, one cage by itself, another cage by itself, and lastly, a cage here in the bottom with 2 pieces. You always begin by looking for the freebies. Those would be cages where you only have one number and no symbol. For example, here and here. If you see a cell by itself set up as a cage like this by itself, all you have to do there is put the number that they give you in the upper corner. In this case, 3, and here is a 1. Now, the rules are very simple. You are not allowed, as soon as you see a 3 here, you are not allowed to put a 3 here, or here, here, or here. It cannot be repeated. Similarly, since you have a 1 on this corner, you are not allowed to have any more 1s here, 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 or here. That's not allowed. The next thing is you have to look for what the problem is telling you. So I'll go to this first cell, and I notice that this tells me that it's a 5 with adding. I treat these only as positive numbers. So for example, when I look at this bottom corner, this will not tell me to go ahead and have negative numbers. Everything will be subtraction. So I will begin with plus 5. Now plus 5 means that I want to figure out which of these numbers I can add up so that they make 5. I know that 2 and 3 make 5, but I'm not sure if the 2 should be here on the top cell or 2 should be here in the bottom. So we just start planning it out, and we put a small 2 and 3, 2 and 3. I quickly realize that I'm not allowed to have a 3 in this space because the 3 is already here, and by our previous rule, we can't repeat the 3 here. So I cross out the 3. That means this has to be a 2, which means that in turn, this has to be a 3. And I know that 2 plus 3, is in fact 5. Now, similarly, if this is a 2, I can no longer have a 2 here, and there's no space for a 2 anywhere else here. So that means that since I can't have a 3 and I can't have a 2, this leftover space must now be a 1. But this particular cage is made up of 3 spaces. So that means that if this is 1, the leftover pieces have to now add up to 4. But I already used up the 1. So that means these leftover pieces have to add up to 3. In order for that to work, I have to now figure out what numbers are missing. Now, I know this is a 3, so none of these can be 3. Since this is a 1, this can't be a 1. So the only 2 numbers left over are the 1 and the 2. I choose the 2 here and the 1 there. Since this is 3, this is 1, this has no choice but to be a 2. Since this is 1, this is 2, then this has to be a 3. My final step is to check all the pieces. What that means is I want to make sure that everything in the upper corner either adds up or subtracts based on the number that I placed in the individual cells. So I go to the first cage and I have to add the numbers to make 5. So 2 plus 3 makes 5. I go to this L-shaped cage and the numbers there have to add up to 4. So 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. Since this is a freebie, that's supposed to be a 3. This one's a freebie, that's supposed to be a 1. And here the numbers have to subtract to make 1. So 3 take away 2 is in fact 1. One small note. Certain situations you will see that the number will be written kind of backwards. And even though this is the wrong solution because these two are repeating, this would still be bigger numbers subtracting smaller number to make the 1. Okay? So don't think that the order matters in this situation. What happens is you still will subtract bigger number, take away the smaller number. I know my real solution should be 3 and 2. And this would be my solution for this KenKen puzzle.